In Skyblock, having a good mob farm is absolutely everything. It's your way of getting villagers, it's your way of getting other crops, and it's just your way of progressing your world. My current mob farm is horrible. It looks like this. It's a small little box. It is probably the least efficient mob farm possible, but it got me through episode 1, alright? So I'm grateful for that, but this massively needs an upgrade. So that's what we're going to be tackling today. I will be transforming my mob farm into a much larger and much more efficient version. Let's get started with this episode. Welcome to episode 2 of Hardcore Skyblock. Now, I don't have access to many materials, but with the ones I do have access to, I threw together an interior to the starter house. It's nothing special. We have a small area to smelt some stuff with some extinguished campfires on top. I would like to eventually put some pieces of like meat or fish here, but of course we have to get those because your boy's still living off of bread. A decent supply of bread, but still bread's not fantastic. Got a whole bunch of barrels because why not? Barrels look pretty nice. And then up top here we have a dedicated storage room with actually a good amount of storage. And of course the bedroom here at the end. Now, along with doing this between episodes, I grinded out a good bit of cobblestone. And we're going to use a lot of this cobblestone right now. So this is the plan. This is my current base, this nice circular island. I want to eventually have a bigger ring going all the way around the outside here. And this is where all the buildings are going to go, okay? Look at this beautiful building we got right here. Just imagine that going all the way around now. Then I would like to have 4 pathways connecting to the main island. And then in these sections right here, I either want to have farmland or like trees. Maybe we can have like a forest up here. It's going to take a lot of dirt to fill in these areas, but hopefully eventually I could be very rich on dirt. These farms though are a problem for future Shram. All right, I'm not dealing with that right now. What I will be dealing with now though, of course, is this mob farm. It looks terrible. It's very inefficient. It got me through episode 1. But it's not going to get me much further. We are going to put the new and improved mob farm out here somewhere. But before we can actually start building that, we need to build up this outer ring, which is why I just made all of those cobblestone slabs. So let's get to placing those. The old mob farm is now gone, so we can go ahead and start branching out a pathway over in this direction, and then we can also start up the outer ring. I think we do something about this long. I'm gonna go do this on all 4 of the sides, and then we can start connecting the circles at the end here. This looks pretty good to me. It's really difficult for me to tell right now if I messed up anywhere. I'm just going to assume I didn't. I guess if you guys notice anything wrong with the circle, please let me know. I'm just gonna try to stay unaware, and I'm gonna hope I didn't do anything wrong. We do have to go ahead though and make another really big circle, and that'll be the last one for a while. That outer circle there, it's not perfect, admittedly, but I don't really feel like going back and changing it. So we're just gonna rock with it, it's fine. And now I eventually will have this entire area in the middle here filled in, but just for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna fill in a little bit over here. And once we get access to villagers, I can go ahead and texture these pathways a little bit more, but just for now, it's just gonna be cobblestone. I could smelt down some smooth stone, but I don't feel like doing that right now. That sounds like a future me problem too. We got this section right here completely filled in with cobblestone, so now we can kind of run around here without worrying about falling down into the void and dying. And directly over here is where the new mob farm is going to go. Now I want to build this mob farm. It's like the typical all-purpose mob farm that you see everywhere. The problem with this one is it is massive and really, really difficult to cover up with a build, unless you build something incredibly large around it, which I really don't want to do in this world right now. I think it would mess up the scale of things, and also I just don't really have many blocks. So my solution to this is I want to cut down the height of the building, probably by like half, maybe even more, because that drop chute's only really there just so you can one-hit the mobs at the bottom, and I'm not super worried about that. And then as for the top part where the mobs actually spawn, I will also be effectively cutting that in half. But we're gonna have 2 of these. It's kind of weird to describe, but let me gather up some more cobblestone, and then we can actually start building these things, and you guys can get a better picture. Actually, instead of harvesting up a whole bunch of cobblestone, I'm just gonna gather up all this spruce wood. This should be a little bit faster.
I'm fast as fuck, boy. Still fast as fuck, boy.
I'm hoping this is enough spruce wood. If not, we have 2 extra stacks of spruce logs that I can convert into spruce planks as well. And I also have a little bit of oak slabs because I'm gonna kind of use this as the floor. So let's make an oak platform in this direction here. So we got ourselves a pretty large platform over here. Also an unlimited water source, just so I don't have to run all the way back over there whenever I need more water. But hopefully this is going to be big enough. If anything, we can extend out in this direction or even left and right. And let me kind of just describe what I want to make this building. So instead of just making it one huge building to house these farms, I want to make it look like it's a few separate buildings. The inside will likely be all connected, but the exterior will have a couple different like roof shapes. It'll look like it's a bunch of different buildings right next to each other. I think it's going to look kind of cool. Now this is what I meant by like cutting this building in half. So normally we would have another water channel in this direction, which would make 2 more of these platforms. Hopefully if I build 2 of these, it'll still be good. Now, if I just run away for a little while and then come back, this thing really is not all that bad. The only issue I'm having at the moment is I don't know how to get the spiders unstuck from the corners. But this thing isn't completely terrible. I think if I build 1 more of these, we'll be alright. I'm gonna gather up some more spruce wood and some more oak wood, then we can build another one of those mob spawners right next to the one we just built. And if anything interesting happens, like if one of those zombies drops a potato or a carrot, or if I get a zombie villager, I will let you guys know. So now this is nothing that I just mentioned, but there is a wandering trader here somewhere, and it really sucks because I have no emeralds. I'm assuming he spawned on top of the mob farm. Oh, well, there he goes, I think. Wait, no, he's swimming. I think he's gonna fall. No, the poor wandering trader. My guy. And, okay. See you later, friend. My bad. Good thing I couldn't have traded with him, because that would have been tragic. We now have 2 mob farms here, and they both have a lot of mobs in them. So these should do perfectly fine for the time being. If I have to make a bigger mob farm in the future, I will do that then. But at one point, a baby zombie was chasing me. I don't know if they can get out of here, or if it was just because I forgot to light up the top of this farm, so maybe the zombie just yeeted itself off and then came to kill me. I don't really know. But now comes the fun part of designing the exterior of these buildings. I really don't know if I'm going to do the interiors. That's a decision I'll make in the future, but I at least want to do the facade on the outside to make these things look a lot nicer. And yes, there is a witch in here. I should probably save it, but I tried to save a witch earlier and I got to half a heart, so I don't really feel like dealing with that stress right now. I think it's a good time though now to expand my color palette. So after I clear out these mobs, I'm gonna make my way to the dark oak tree all the way over there. A bit of a distraction here, we have a zombie villager.
Hey.
You can see right here, it's like a farmer. I'm gonna do my best to isolate this villager, and I'm also going to try to block off the farm for now. All right, the farm is now blocked off. Now we just have to kill every mob except for the zombie villager, and then hopefully I can trap him in a boat. All right, all that's left is the zombie villager. Let me see if I can do this. It is nighttime, so this should be actually pretty easy to do right now. All right, now hopefully if I break this block, my man can walk out, and he's gonna get directly in the boat. Now, I'm gonna try to move this gym over a little bit. Of course, if you guys don't watch my hardcore Minecraft series, I refer to villagers as Jim. No real reason behind it. They're just Jim, I don't know. All right, so Jim's gonna chill right here, just for the time being. Now, before I get distracted any further, let's actually go ahead and make our way to the dark oak tree. All the dirt has been acquired. Sadly, it was only 28, but I will definitely still take 28 more dirt. Now let's just bolster up this platform a little bit so we can make sure we get as many saplings as possible from this tree. 6 saplings is all we got, but that should be plenty. And now that we have a different type of tree, I think it's finally time I stop just growing the trees right here in front of my house. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to fill in this area right here between these 2 pathways, mostly with spruce, and then every so often we're going to throw in some dirt so we can plant some trees. This is going to be like our forest, our little tree patch. And then I might also take a little bit of the dirt that we have and plant some more wheat, because I am running low on food. We have a stack and 14 dirt. I'm gonna use about 48 dirt right now, I think, between the new tree farm and the new wheat field. We got a little bit more wheat now over here. Hopefully this gives us a good enough food supply, because this little farm over here, not really cutting it anymore. And then this is what I had in mind for the new tree farm. It's not amazing looking. I can probably make this look a little bit better in the future once we have some more materials. And it's also not completely finished. I still have to add like another layer of spruce wood back here. I think this gives us more trees, which is really nice. And also it, you know, takes the clutter away from this main island. Now at this point, I was kind of just on the grind, right? I was harvesting a whole bunch of materials. I was checking my mob farm every so often. And while doing this, 2 very interesting things happened. Yo, let's go. We got a potato. Oh, that's massive. We have a different crop we can finally plant. And potatoes aren't actually that bad as a food source. Oh, let's go, man. This is a huge day. So we have another massive moment right here. As you can see, there is another zombie villager down here. So let me try to be really careful and let me block off the top here. And now let's see if we can get this villager out. All right, we have a nice little track here for this gym. Now, hopefully all I gotta do is break the boat and then just run this way. Come on, Jim. You're gonna like where I'm gonna take you, okay? You're gonna be much happier once you're a regular villager again. And now the final thing we need is a witch. But I don't really feel like dealing with that right now, because witches are very scary. So I'm gonna worry about that in a little while. Let me continue grinding out some resources. Eventually, I was able to grind out enough resources to actually begin this build, so let's start the time lapse. Now at the start of this episode, my mob farm was this pathetic little box that spawned like 2 zombies a day. It was awful. But here at the end, it now looks like this. I think it looks way better, and more importantly, it is far more efficient. This thing gets actually a lot of mobs. I was worried it wouldn't be that efficient because mobs don't really spawn here that often if I'm nearby, but this didn't prove to be an issue at all. Mobs were pretty much always filling up the kill chambers, so both of these farms should be good enough for a very long time. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.